there! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Ariana from Crafting Happiness and I post step-by-step tutorials and crochet patterns for beginners every week here on YouTube. This is a 3-part crochet tutorial on how to crochet this beautiful plaid scarf. In the first video I showed you how to create the base for the scarf. In this second part I will show you how to crochet the vertical lines, and then in a third part we will be making the fringes for the scarf. So as you know from the first video, I chose to make this version in blue, white and hot pink, and this is what we have so far. And now I will show you how to make these vertical lines. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell below this video so you won't miss out on any of my tutorials. You will need the scarf base that we have made in the first video, and we will work with only 2 colors today, the hot pink and the white, and a 4.5mm crochet hook. We will be making the vertical lines on the right side of your work. The scarf is basically double-sided. Just choose a side you like better and make your lines on that side. And we will use surface crochet to make the lines in these spaces that we have created before. So let's start with white and make a slip knot. And then pull that slip knot through the first space, which is this one. So pull that slip knot through, and that's where we start. We don't start here at this end, we start on the second row. Your yarn will be underneath your work, and what you do is make slip stitches through these spaces. So insert your hook in the next space, yarn over, pick up the yarn and pull it through, and then make a loose loop. Go. Insert it in the next space, yarn over, pull the yarn through the loop, and you can see we're creating this surface crochet lines. Make sure your tension is relaxed and your loops are quite long. So insert your hook again in the next space, yarn over and pull through. Insert it in the next space, yarn over, pull through, and so on. And when you reach the single crochet row, there is a space there. Even though you can't see it very well, insert your hook in that space as well. Don't just skip it to the next bigger space. Just make sure you're inserting and you're making a loop in that space as well. And just continue making slip stitches through all these spaces, and it's very important that your loops are quite loose. We're approaching the end of the first line and I'll show you how to end it. So continue making your slip stitches through each of the spaces, and on your last one make your last slip stitch, cut your yarn, and then just yarn over and pull it through. And this is where you end your line, so not on the end, on the edge, but in the last space. And this is how it looks like. I finished the first 3 vertical rows, and you can see how it starts to pull the base a bit tighter. Don't worry about it too much, we will be blocking it once done. So just continue with your line. We'll continue making the pink one. Now I finish the hot pink vertical row. You can see how it looks like, and we'll continue with our lines. You can see the pattern developing. So where you have 3 spaces next to each other, you'll be making white lines, and then when you have just one, you make you make a hot pink vertical row, and then we'll finish with 3 white vertical rows. So I'll go ahead and finish it, and I'll show you the finished product at the end. All the lines are completed, and you can see the plaid pattern on the scarf, and this is how it looks on the front. This is the back. I'll show you how to weave in the ends on this one through the back. Then I will block the scarf so we have nice and neat edges. You can see it's not very straight in some places. It's going to be a bit fiddly to weave in ends on the back because you don't have a lot of white or pink, but I'll show you how I do it. So thread your yarn through. We are working on the back, and you can see where the stitches are joined. So what we do, we just thread the yarn through until we reached a bigger portion, a bigger area of white, and then we'll be weaving in the ends in this area. So we just carry the yarn basically to that point. Don't make it too tight. And now we've reached that white area, and just thread it through as usual. As back and forth a couple of times, and that way it won't come off when you wash it. And this is how you do it. And then just cut the end. So go ahead, do all your ends. If you don't know how to block, you basically pin your work on something soft like a foam mat or even a thick towel. You pin it in position, and then you spray it with water lightly and let it dry, and it will dry with straight edges. And this is the end of the second video. On the next video, I'll show you how to put fringes on your scarf. So until then, don't forget to follow me on social media and subscribe to my channel for more free tutorials like this one. See you next time.